Hello and welcome to Community Views, Community Voices. Today I'm your host. My name is Tricia Creason-Valencia, and I'm here with Angie Carrillo, who is a spokesperson for the American Cancer Society. Angie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm really excited to hear about all the upcoming events that you have going on at the Cancer Society, and I know you're going to share some volunteer opportunities with us as well.
They're all volunteer opportunities, yes.
Great. So let's start with the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk. Can you tell us a little about what is that event? What does it feel like? Who's invited?
It's a really exciting event that happens at the Guadalupe River Park. We walk through downtown. We started about 6 years ago here in San Jose because it had been a long-term breast cancer walk in San Francisco, but it outgrew the place where they held it. And we looked at it and found out that 30% of the walkers were from South Bay.
Oh, that's great.
So we thought, wow, we have a built-in audience. Let's move them over here. Little did we know that a lot of women used to go to the walk and then go shopping in San Francisco. So they weren't really happy to have us come to San Jose. But nonetheless,
now it's in their own backyard.
Yes, and it's grown. The first year we expected about 3,000 people. We had 5. The following year we expected 7. We had 8. So now San Francisco has about 20,000 walkers, and we think we're going to overtake them in a couple of years.
Oh, that's great. And when is that event happening?
It happens the last Saturday in October, so it's October 27th this year.
Okay, and you're looking for folks to come out and walk, to volunteer at the events?
To sponsor it, to cheerlead, to do all kinds of things. We have all kinds of volunteer opportunities, planning it now, as well as day of. So if they just have the day to give and they don't want to walk, although it's a 5K, so it's not really a long one.
Right. Is it a fun one? Do people wear costumes and
we think
walk in
pink,
teams?
and we have a pink contest where people come and we look at their outfits and they get big cheers and stuff like that. We also look for cheerleaders that start the walk off because we have the ribbon cutting ceremony and then everybody goes through it about 8:30. And we just look for people to stand along the route and cheer them on and give out water and give out fruit, that kind of stuff.
So that sounds like a really fun way to get involved. I know you have a couple of other programs that are a little bit more serious that are about directly helping people who are affected by cancer who need some real assistance. Can you talk to me about the Road to Recovery program?
The Road to Recovery program is celebrating 30 years this year. So we're looking for some new drivers. What it is people volunteer to take cancer patients to and from treatment. And it's a free service. It's a volunteer opportunity for people, and they need to have a good running car and insurance and willing to give 1 day a week.
I imagine that would be a much more healthful and pleasant way to get to your doctor's appointments than having to get on a bus or...
I've had a lot of people tell me that, having to get up so early to catch the bus, to get to treatment, and then after treatment feeling awful and having to take that ride home is just really horrible. But to have someone pick them up, and it's a friendly person and they get to know them. I mean, the rides actually create some relationships, friendships with people.
That's wonderful. And the Reach to Recovery program is similar in that it's cancer survivors who are supporting people who are going through...
breast cancer survivors. And what we do is we have a national data bank, and before it used to be one-on-one, face-to-face, and it can still be that. But there are times when women will come up and say, I had this ballerina from San Jose Ballet that asked me to find, she had breast cancer, and she said, I want you to find someone that's 30 years old that has metastatic breast cancer.
So she could really support someone who was going through what she herself had gone through. Exactly.
Yes. And so, she was looking for a Reach volunteer for her. She wanted to talk to somebody. And so, I couldn't find anyone locally, but I could find someone that was a distance away, and so she could get a phone call from someone and talk to them about what she went through and the decision she had to make.
That must be such a powerful connection.
It is.
That's really, really great. So the last event I know you have coming up soon is the Great American Smokeout in October, and I understand you're looking for people who might want to tell their own stories of quitting smoking. Can you share a story with us? What kind of things you're looking for to inspire your community? I
can. I always look for a person. We have a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah.
But I look for the people to tell it. So this man, John Reedy, we have a laryngectomy club, which means they've had their voice box removed because of cancer. 95% of them because they smoked. So I had some young volunteers that wanted to do something meaningful, so they interviewed him. They made a video of him, and he speaks through, you know, a stoma. And he was talking about the fact that he started smoking when he was 14. He stopped smoking around 32, and he got cancer at 40. And he was in his late 50s by then. And he said that since he had his voice box removed, you know, he can't go swimming. It's hard for him to be careful in the shower because he could drown.
Right.
And I thought, wow, I didn't think about them doing everything through that
Right.
stoma.
So those personal stories really bring the message
right.
home.
We put that was a very popular YouTube video because people would look at it and think, oh, it's not just like dying pretty with lung cancer. It's like all that stuff too.
So for this October, you're looking for volunteers who might be willing to be vulnerable and share their personal stories with the community.
Well, you know,
to
we
help spread
still
the message.
have 12% of California smoking. You know, and so we need to kind of stop that. And the biggest growth in smoking is 18 to 24-year-olds. So if I can get people to come and say, you know, I stopped smoking because of X, Y, and Z, and trying to reach them, I would really like that.
Great. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of really both interesting and meaningful events coming up in the fall, and I'm really glad you're able to talk to us about those events today.
Thank you.
For more information about the American Cancer Society, you can check the information that's on your screen. And we'd like to thank you so much for watching Community Views, Community Voices today. See you next time.